Hey, what's going on? This is King J, back with another video. I wanted to share something with you today. You probably already know this stuff. As you know, it's been a while since I have uploaded any videos about forex, so I'm gonna go ahead and upload a video on forex. Um, just kind of sharing a little bit here and there about what I've been figuring out and whatnot. So as you can see, I've switched brokers. I think I'm gonna go back to my other broker, Rwanda. This is offshore. They are regulated in the country they're in, but let me go ahead and show you what I did. Well, the current day. It would be the current day. Earlier today during the London session, which for London it's the next day. So anyhow, so we gained back this much. Um, you see, I got 127 pips. Profit factors 2. That's great. On 50% of my trades. That's also great. You can see pretty much how it went pretty good. Um, the losses are way smaller than the wins, which is what you want. So I've been trying to new. I'm only trading 3 pairs: Euro US, US CAD, and British Pound Japanese. That's just what I picked. Um, so anyhow, yeah. See, my average win is about 30 pips, and my average loss is about 10 pips. So it's about like my average win is my average profit is twice my loss. So yeah, 112 pips. That's just today. I think what I'm going to do is try this out. This has been an algorithm been working on for a year. I've done little tweaks and twists to it over the last year. So I'm going to go ahead and see how that's going to work out. Um, I, I've been looking up like things like multiple time frame analysis because this algo uses multiple time frame analysis. There's a couple things I wanted to share. So a lot of the time you see people on YouTube or wherever it is, multiple time frame analysis, yada yada yada, blah blah blah. What they don't what they don't really mention is that when you're trend trading, it's weird that the two don't go together because they belong together. Like if you're trend trading, you have to use multiple time frame analysis because if you're looking at higher highs, higher lows, or whatever, your buy signal, it's above a blue moving average, but however you do it, above a below moving average, this wedge pattern, it's telling you to sell, and whatever. Anyways, so there's few people that'll tell you about the time frames, and there's a few people that'll tell you like you should trade the trend. Both are true, but the thing is, they both belong together. You should be trading a trend using multiple time frame analysis because you can't do it one. You can't really do one without the other. You could probably trade patterns like that if you're on like a non time frame chart, and that's what another algo I'm experimenting with. Um, but what you when you're using time frames like 1 minute, 5 minute, 5 seconds, whatever, you'll see a lot of people say you need a ratio of 1 to 4 to 1 to 6 between the two time frames, which means that the time frame that you're entering on is 4 to 6 times shorter than the time frame you're looking to use for trend bias. So it wouldn't like there. That's correct. And one YouTuber said that it doesn't make sense to be on a 5 minute chart, but you're looking at a daily chart. That is completely wrong. The most you should be looking at is a 30-minute chart. Um, so 1 to 6. A lot of platforms have 15-minute and 5 minute and 1 minute, and then 30-minute hour. So if I was on a 30-minute chart, I'd have to be looking at like a 90-minute chart, or something like that, or a 2 hour chart, which is 4 times its length. But I mean, to keep it simple, um, it just depends on your style. Or so, for example, you a swing trader. Okay, so then you're probably entering on a 4 hour chart. So what's 4 to 6 times that? Well, it's a daily candle, especially in forex. Forex is like 5 days in 1 week, so that's 5 times the length. So you use a 4 hour candle to enter, and you use a 4 hour candle to enter, and a daily candle. Sorry, a daily candle, because a daily and a weekly are apart. That's also kind of a swing position trade. But daily and weekly, that's so far out, like that's really far out. But a daily candle, you would enter on a daily, candle, and you would use the weekly candle as your trend bias. So if the weekly saying it's down, you drill down to your daily time frame and you go, okay, well, I'm going to wait for the sell, for my setup to say it's time to sell. If when you get the sell, that your a higher time frame, your old prevailing time frame says it's still trending down. That's trend trading in a nutshell. Um, I used that today, but I used it intraday. I used it 5 minute, and then I entered it on 5 minute, and then I used the 30 as my trend bias. But you're like, oh, there's a trend on the 30. I was like, there's trends everywhere. Remember, the market is fractal in nature. I'm pretty sure you've heard that from the late great Bill Williams. The market is fractal in nature. It's fractal in nature. What's happening on 1 minute is happening on the daily. It's happening on the weekly, the monthly, which is true. It just happens faster. It might happen more frequent. Like the signals might not be as strong, but it is happening. You can't deny that. Like the same pattern happens on every single time frame you can think of. Even non time frames. They just happen in different places, and you're watching something completely different when you're not watching a time frame like a Renko chart or a range bar chart. But we're not gonna get into that yet, and not in this video. But the main purpose of this video is to say that I'm trying trend trading the right way, and I'm using multiple time frame analysis in my algo. So I'm using, for me personally, because I like trading intraday. I don't like holding trades. I think you can make enough money, get out, and just let come back another day. But for me, as far as trend trading intraday, I like to be able to look at a 30-minute chart for bias, see if it's up. Just to the algo checks if it's up or down with whatever the algo checks. It checks whatever it checks, and then my entry actually happens on the 5 minute. And if they're both the same, then I got an entry. So that's pretty much how I'm doing it. That's basically my whole spiel, my whole rant. It's just multiple time frame analysis is um it is trend trading. Trend trading is multiple time frame analysis. You gotta be able to trade on different. You gotta be able to trade on different time frames and be able to do that, because if you don't do that, you're gonna run into an issue, and I've run into a lot of issues with that. You will try to do it, and it won't work. It won't work at all. And then when it doesn't work, you'll figure out like, oh, I can't do that because I'm going against the trend. Well, yes. If you're on a 5 minute chart, you're just using a 5 minute chart, and you're trying to trade buy and sell signals, you will. That's how people get whipsawed. That's what people don't realize. That's how you get whipsawed. People go, well, it's an old school term, whipsawed. I get whipsawed out of my trades. I'm like, yeah, you get whipsawed out of your trades because you're not using a prevailing time frame to be able to look at what you're supposed to be trading. You have to be able to do that. You have to know to do that. Because if you don't know and you're not able to do that correctly, you will have problem after problem after problem. You'll do what I've done. You'll just draw down your account because you just don't, you haven't, you're not going back to the basics. That's just really basic concept. So that's my result for today. Maybe I'll start making videos again, and I'll come back with tomorrow's results. Hopefully it's good. It's funny for me, opposite of a lot of people. I usually do good on non-farm payroll because the market moves a lot. Like volatility doesn't scare me. I think I might have said that before in another video, but volatility doesn't scare me. Volatility scares a lot of people. It doesn't scare me. I actually would rather have it, rather have low volatility, because then you don't make any money. The market stays in the same place. What's the point of that? So, anyways, that's all I got. That's my rant. That's my spill. That's my little, knowledge to drop, or, advice, if you want to call it that. But all right, take care, YouTube. King J. Peace.